Very good morning, friends. I hope you all are fine. So once again, welcome back to our new channel, GYAN Credit. Okay. So before starting a new lecture, okay, just a single request to all of you to please watch my video full. Okay, and request you to once you like our videos, please do subscribe and just put on the bell button over there. Okay. So let's start our new topic. You can't say a new topic, we will call it a hot new topic, that is called a nutrition. So once you will open your laptop, or once you will open your cell phones, okay, so you will just notice a picture on your screen, that a screen defines with some of the images. Okay, so once you will notice that very images, you can recall it, that what I want to tell you. Okay, so the a screen is just showing you or different type of the fruits. Okay, the fruits having the different types. Okay, the screen is showing you the different vegetables. Okay, so what these images are showing to you, so there will be something striking in your mind, that what does this image want to tell me. Okay, so everybody who is watching the video will have a same question, that what is the meaning of these photographs. Okay, so once you will see the photographs, and once you will ponder about these photographs, you will just take a note of the two words which will be written on your screen, that is a nutrition. So once a question will arise in your mind, that what is called a nutrition. Okay, everybody will ask, what is nutrition. Okay, so my question is, so before answering this question to you, so I will ask a question from you guys, that suppose your body needs food. Okay, am I right? So your body needs food, and if I don't allow you to eat for 10 days, what will happen? I think you will die. Okay, suppose if you won't die, then I will say, just I will not give you the food for 20 days. Then what you will say? You will say, definitely, then I will die. Okay. So in these 20 days, okay, what's going on? If I say I will not give you the food for 2 days, I think you will survive. Why? This is because you will have the patent stored energy in your stomach. Okay, that will allow you to survive over the 2 days. But if I will say for 20 days, then all the stored energy will vanish. Okay, and I think you will die. So in order to survive your body, okay, you need food. Okay, so food is the medium to survive your body. Okay, one point is clear. The second point, if you want to eat the food, will you have the sustained growth? No. Okay, so what will happen? So once you will eat the food, there will be a sustained growth in your body. Okay, there will be a sustained growth in your health. Your health will be very good. So what is going to happen? So what is going to happen? The thing is that your body is going to be stabilized. Okay, so once you will eat the food, you will manage these three criticals. Okay, your body will survive. Okay, your health will be good. You will have the sustained growth. So the food is necessary for these all three parts. Okay, so the taking of food into your body and maintaining these three critical situations, or these three parts, that is called nutrition. Can you understand this? What is nutrition? So feeding up your body with a food. Okay, so that your body can have a sustained growth, your body can have a sustained wealth, a sustained health. Okay, you can survive over there in the environment. Okay, so that is called nutrition. So I think the point is clear, that what is nutrition. So once you will see on your screen, you will just read the definition over there, that what is called nutrition. So the process of providing or obtaining the food necessary for health and growth, that I have shared to you in the last images, that what is nutrition. So it's the same. I don't think there will be something that will be panicking you in this line. Okay, so am I right? So it's been clear. So let's move to the next slide. Okay, so we have already studied about nutrition, so we'll now go for the types of the nutrition. Okay, so once you recall, then in the last slide, or in the last lecture, if I say, okay, absolutely, in the last lecture, if I say, we have talked about life process. So this nutrition chapter, this nutrition topic is only belonging to the chapter of NCERT syllabus, that is the name of life process. So in the last lecture, we have already covered out that what is life process. Okay, so what is living thing, or what is non-living thing, what is the criteria to set, what is the criteria set for living thing, what is the criteria set to identify the non-living things, how do they survive. So this we have discussed in the last lecture, that is called the life process, that is the introduction of the life process. Okay, so we have the next lecture, that is the lecture 2 for the nutrition, in which we have already covered out about what is nutrition. So now we will be discussing that the type of nutrition. So In order to go to the nutrition type, okay, we will be just telling you two things, that there are the two types of nutrition. So the first one, if I will talk about, then that is autotrophic nutrition, okay. And secondly, if I move to, then it will be heterotrophic nutrition, okay. So in the today's lecture, we will not be going apart to the heterotrophic nutrition, because I think that will take a more time. If you need the syllabus, then I will just complete the syllabus in the 2 hours, okay. But I don't think that will be beneficial to you. I don't think that will be beneficial to you in the exam. You won't be able to write over the exam of the CBSE board, or you won't be able to crack the exam over the competitive, okay. So what is the use of that very lectures? So I will just tell you the topic wise topic, so as to get it understood very easily, very clearly, so you can write over the examination in the CBS board, or either it will be competitive exams. Okay, so this lecture has been made or available to you with prospecting of the two things. Either you are going to exam for competitive exams, okay, or either it is going to have for CBSE board. So both are being the important part, and both are being a challenged part. So moving ahead, we will discuss for the types of nutrition. So I've already told you that nutrition are having the two types. The first is autotrophic nutrition, and second one is the heterotrophic nutrition. So we will discuss today for the autotrophic nutrition. So what is autotrophic nutrition? We will deal with it. So autotrophic nutrition, once I will say the name that has involved the two words. Okay, autotrophic nutrition has involved the two words. The auto, that means itself, and trophy, that means feed. It means that organism which feed itself, that is called autotrophic. Okay, so that part that helps the nutrition in such a way which prepares their own food, that is called autotrophic nutrition. Okay, so what does autotrophic nutrition mean for? It means for that type of nutrition in which the organism or the matter or the living beings prepare their food by itself, that is called autotrophic nutrition. If you talk with the example, because example is very very mandatory in the CBSE boards, okay. So if you'll ask for the two liner question or the 2 mark question, again the example will be very mandatory. And if I talk about the 5 mark question, okay, then again the example will be mandatory, okay. So CBSE examiners will check it out that you know it better or not, okay. So it's better to write example rather than just putting lines over there, okay. So it's better to write the examples rather than putting lines over there on the paper. Okay, so autotrophic examples are the plants which prepare their own food. Okay, so in the today's lecture, we will only discussing about the criteria, okay, or the process that how the plants prepare their food, what are the ingredients that they need during the food synthesis, how their food is prepared, what are the parts that help them during the photosynthesis, what is photosynthesis, the part or the process by which the plants prepare their food, that is called the photosynthesis. So we will all deal today. And heterotrophic nutrition, what? Heterotrophic nutrition are those who observe their energy with the help of intake or digestion. Okay, so we first, just like the human beings, just we take, then we digest, then we excrete. So these are the long process that is going to happen in our body. So we are moving again to the autotrophic nutrition. Okay, so autotrophic, what they does, they just took inorganic substances. Now you will say what is inorganic substances? So that substances which are easily available in the environment, just like the CO2. Okay, so that is called the inorganic substances. So they prepare their food with the help of the inorganic substances, that is called the autotrophic nutrition. The example is like plants. Okay, so moving ahead to the autotrophic nutrition. So we will now learn how the plants prepare their food. Okay, so let's see what has happened. So what is it? The plants prepare their food with the help of a process that is called the photosynthesis. So you will ask a question that, sir, what is called a photosynthesis? Okay. So you will ask what is called a photosynthesis. So we have already said that the process by which the plants prepare their food, that is called a photosynthesis. Okay. So now we'll ask, sir, what is photosynthesis? So we have already told about the process. Okay. Now what ingredients does being needed to get the process being done? Okay, so we will now understand this. So there are the two photographs that has been shown to your screen. So once you will see that, then all the ingredients that is needed in the photosynthesis, that has already been shown on a screen. So once you will go for that, then you will see the sun, then you will see the carbon dioxide, then you will see the water, and then you will see the plants are getting or preparing their food in terms of sugar, or that is called, that is, we can also call it for carbohydrates. Okay, So the food that has been prepared with the plant, that is called in carbohydrates. So we will understand what are the ingredients that is being needed during the photosynthesis. So we will discuss with that. So let's come to the points that what are the ingredients that are used within the photosynthesis. Okay, so I've written four things. Okay, the first one is the carbon dioxide that I've already shown you in the picture over the last slide. Okay, the first one we will need, or the plants will need, that is a CO2. But the question arises that from where does the plant will get CO2? Okay, that is carbon dioxide. So my answer will be the plants will get the CO2 from atmosphere. So in from the environment, the plants will get that CO2. That now you will say, sir, what amount of CO2 is there in the environment? So I will say again 0.03% is the total amount of the CO2 that are lying in the environment or the atmosphere. Okay. Now the second point will be H2O. So you can still grow for that, that how the plants can gain the H2O, that is called the water. So the plants can easily get the water through their roots. Okay, and how the roots gets water? So it's come from the soil. Okay, so from the soil it goes to the all the leaves of the plant. Okay, so now we will talk about the sunlight. Okay, so from where does the sunlight comes from? The sunlight comes from the sun. Okay, so from the sun the sunlight comes from, so we are directly taking the sunlight from the sun. So the third we can say the third ingredient has been already been cleared out, that the sunlight. Okay, and the fourth one is the chlorophyll, that plants already have the same ingredient, that is the chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is already present in the plants or the leaves. So these are the four ingredients which were available in the process. Okay, so we already now just able to recall that from where does these ingredients come from. So now let's understand about the chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is something like that. Suppose I will ask a question that why the plant leaves are being green. So your answer will be that the plant's leaves are green. This is because of the presence of the chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is only responsible to get the plants or the leaves as a green. Okay, so chlorophyll is just present in the chloroplast. Now you will say, what is chloroplast? The chloroplast is a membrane which are found in the plant cell. Okay, and this is the chloroplast where the food synthesized. Suppose during the human, if we talk about the humans, where do they prepare their food? They prepare their food in the kitchen. So the plants also prepare their food in the chloroplast. Hence, we call the chloroplast the kitchen of the cell. Okay, because the plants food prepare over there. So once you will check out the leaves, there will be green dots over the leaves. Okay, that green dots is called the chloroplast, and in that chloroplast we have a green pigment that is called a chlorophyll. So now understand with the images that how the process is been going on. Okay, so once you will get back to the images over your screen, then you will get the four ingredient that we have already called about the sunlight that is coming from the sun over the plants, and the carbon dioxide that is already coming from the atmosphere. Okay, and the water that is already coming from the roots over the soil. Okay, so what we does, okay, we actually intake oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. That is beneficial for the plants releases oxygen and intake carbon dioxide. So that is why the photo has shown the plant is intaking the carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. So it is reverse of the human beings. That is why we generally say that please always use to plant over your house. Okay, so now we will completely understand the process of the photosynthesis which is going to be happen. So let's understand with these of the images which has been put on your screen. Okay, so the first thing is that the CO2 we are getting from the atmosphere. Okay, and now HO2 is getting from the roots, and there is a process name called the xylem. Okay, which inhibits the plants to get water from the soil to the upper part. So xylem who inflows the water to above heights. Okay, so now CO2 is clear from the atmosphere. HO2 is get absorbed by the roots. Okay, and the third was the sunshine that is getting over the from sun. Okay, so these all are the parts, and we need the chlorophyll in presence. So the reaction will going to happen, that CO2 plus H2O. Okay, the both are being nurtured. Okay, and it releases in the presence of sunlight, because we have already said that there will be two more ingredients, that is the chlorophyll and light. So it will release C6H12O6 that we called as a glucose, and that we also call as carbohydrates. So the food is already being prepared with this reaction, which name is carbohydrates. So during this preparation, O2 is released, which will be helpful for us, or which will be useful for us. Okay, so the examination asks that O2 has been released from carbon dioxide or water. So your answer will be the O2 has been released from H2O, because the carbohydrate has been released from CO2. So carbon dioxide has been reduced to carbohydrates and water has been reduced to oxygen. So please mind that. So the chemical reaction, if we talk in the whole scenario, then it will be CO2 plus H2O, that will be called as C6H12O6, that is the sugar, or that we can call as the carbohydrates, and oxygen will be released out. So let's more focus on the leaf. So once you will capture a leaf on your hand, you will see some pores over there. Okay, the pores that is be called as the stomata. And what does the stomata do? So they are being responsible for the gaseous exchange. So what gaseous exchange does it takes for? We have already said that the plants are taking carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. So taking of the carbon dioxide and releasing of the oxygen goes through the stomata. Okay, and it has a one more part that is called the guard cell. So opening and closing of the pore is depending on the guard cell. So if the plant or the leaves is needing the carbon dioxide, then guard cell is being open, and if they don't need, then it gets closed. Okay, so in this very scenario, we will discuss about the diffusion. What is diffusion? So diffusion is going to happen when we have going a higher concentration to lower concentration. So my question is, suppose our environment has more number of carbon dioxide, so we have the higher concentration, and obviously the plant leaves has the less number of carbon dioxide, it means the lower concentration. So where does the carbon dioxide is going? From environment to the leaves. It means what? Higher concentration to lower concentration. That means the diffusion is going to happen in also a plants. So with the example we have tried to show you. Okay, so check it out. There is a guard cell, there is a stomatal pore, and there is a green dots, that is we have already called about the chloroplast. So this is being the open one, and this is being the closed one. So now we have already told about stomata and the guard cell. Now we will discuss about the chloroplast. So once you will check out the chloroplast, which will be just called as the kitchen of the cell. Okay, so once you will just focus on the structure, then we will have the oval shape structure over there, that will be called as granum. Okay, so granum is that part where the photosynthesis being covered in day area. Okay, it means in the daylight the photosynthesis comes over granum, while there will be a liquid part. Okay, that will be called as a stroma, in which in the night photosynthesis being occurred. So the question arises that, does the photosynthesis happens only in the sunlight or during the daytime? Then we will have the answer like that, no, the photosynthesis happens in both, in the day and night. So in the night the photosynthesis happens over the stroma, and the day the photosynthesis happen over granum. Okay, so let's move to the next. So what are the points that are being needed to be remembered? So kitchen of the cell, that many of the exams ask over the question, that's called the chloroplast. And who is the water carrier? Then xylem, which carries from the roots to the upper leaves. And the third is the most important concept, that what are the metals that are being found in the leaves, that is called a magnesium. So I think I've already covered that very part, which is being important for the nutrition and over the competitive exams. So I don't think there will be any of the question which will be left for you. So just I will request you to please see the complete video, and once you like the video, please like and share, and please subscribe our video. So we will again come with a new lecture, and I think this will be helpful to you. So for this time, just I will be thank you and bye bye.
Enhancing education, one of SAP's top social priorities worldwide.